Hi, my name is Tanya and welcome to my small backyard vegetable garden here in central Victoria. There is nothing better than picking your first cob of corn and eating it in the garden. Growing this corn in the raised beds the way I have done it has been a bit of an experiment. I am so pleased with how it's turned out. The garden is looking so overgrown at the moment. I have rock melons growing over tomatoes, cucumbers growing over beans, pumpkins growing over tromboncino trying to grow over absolutely everything. Above everything is the corn. I think a couple of more days and I will have to get in and pick all of them. I'm here doing a big tomato pick. Anything that is pretty much ripe, I am taking inside. We are due for some rain in a couple of days' time, and it is going to be a pretty heavy fall. They are forecasting 2 days of rain and a fair few mil. So I'm getting in as many tomatoes as I can. If I leave any, there is the chance that if we do get a lot of rain, they may split on the bushes. So picking as many as I can today. Although my tomato harvest haven't been as big as last summer, I am still so happy with the amount of fruit I have, and putting them all together is always a treat. It's such a treat for your eyes to look at all the different types of tomatoes. And of course, they're not all here. I have a few, I think it's 3 plants of the darker tomatoes that are taking absolutely forever, it feels like, to ripen up enough. I did pick the midnight snack a little bit earlier today. It wasn't quite ripe, but I needed to taste that tomato. I'm not quite sure how long those blue-black tomatoes are going to take to ripen, but for now I am enjoying all of these bright colors. It seems all of a sudden that everything wants to ripen up. The temperatures have settled down a bit, none of this high temperatures. It's a more even temperature through the days, and I think that's what they love. Although we have had a fair bit of humidity, which is not very pleasant for anyone, I don't think. I'm not sure that it has hurt the tomatoes too much, although it is affecting the rock melons. One thing I really need to do in this next week is to collect seed of anything that I want to grow again next spring and summer. I still have some seed which I grew these plants from, so it will be finding the different ones that I want to regrow again. I definitely want to try some of the blue-black tomatoes in what may be a different weather pattern next season. This Rapunzel has been a fantastic tomato. It started everything off for the season, ripening first. Although I think its position has a lot to do with it, it has been a great little tomato. Something similar to tomato, I think, but it has the string of fruits. We haven't really had too much fruit off the bumblebee tomatoes, so I definitely want to try those again next spring, summer. And of course, the Thai pink egg will definitely come back again. It is an absolute favorite. This purple basil has finally grown enough that I may start picking it. Some of the green basil is going to flower. These are the pink bumblebee. They are very, very pretty. Not that they ever get a chance to fully ripen. These are the Dancing with Smurfs, and still very hard and green on the bottom. So beautiful and dark on the top though. They absolutely look beautiful in the garden. This is the back of the Rapunzel, and still so much fruit. Very close, it's gone that opaque white. This Jack Be Little, the volunteer that sprung up because I had grown Jack Be Little here last year in this same spot, has so much fruit on it. The Japanese climbing cucumber is looking a little bedraggled. And the Tasmanian chocolate here are slowly ripening up, but the bushes are looking a little past their use by date. This redskin capsicum, I am definitely saving these bushes and trying to overwinter them. I have 6 of them in total, and that fruit tastes delicious. I have the random tigerella that has no stripe on it coming out the side of a bush that has stripes. And of course my San Marzano that is a small oval fruit. This little mini Roma is absolutely beautiful and ripens in little clusters. The beetroot is fairly overshadowed, so it is taking its time to get going. But we're going to get in here and just have a look and see how things are going. This is the difficult part of netting things, is that it's often a bit of a hassle to check anything or to get in and pick the unwrapping of it all. But let's get and pick these eggplants. Now this was meant to be Rosa Bianca. I bought the plant in spring and it is certainly not a Rosa Bianca. But these mini white are looking fantastic and I look forward to cooking those up. I'm not sure at what size they are supposed to be picked at, but we'll try this. And this is the Slim Jim, with a few more on the way. These have certainly perked up and look much happier now the weather has calmed down a bit also. Got the long sweet yellow. What are you doing? And some more fruit appearing on these capsicums. Hopefully Mrs. Possum will stay out and they will mature. Getting it all pegged back up. Here are the Midnight Snack tomatoes. These capsicums in the pots have come up really well and are fruiting. And there's more blue-black tomatoes just leaning over everything. Hunter is hot on my heels making sure I don't pick any tomatoes to taste test without letting him taste test them too. I do hope the capsicums that I plan to pot on into smaller terracotta pots perform as well as these have. That is the Blacktail Mountain Watermelon, and the Tromboncino vine is out of control. It's hard to show how big these tromboncino are. The Muncher burpless are still producing well and haven't been too affected by the weather down this end, which is great because these have come in succession to the Japanese climbing cucumbers. They are quite prolific. There is plenty to pick off these. Just trialing another corn. This hasn't matured quite enough at the top. This can occur in a really hot weather, but I'm not going to waste this at all, and I'm going to definitely enjoy this one. A bit of a seed snail update. They are all growing really well, if anything a little leggy because this is my potting bench here under the back veranda and probably don't get enough light, but they have sprouted in no time. Even these red Brussels sprouts, they had started to germinate within 3 days, which was amazing. There's flowers and new growth on all these tomato cuttings, so I'm hoping I will be able to get them to the school and planted out in the greenhouse. A lot of the capsicums have changed colour in the last couple of days, and a good amount of red fruit. So glad Mrs. Possum doesn't venture into this garden bed. Touch wood. They are nestled into the wool, so they're up off the soil and all looking so beautiful and healthy. And this is the start of the rain that is coming. But I am going inside to make a spaghetti. I need to harvest some basil. There's not going to be too many more days of being able to do this, so I'm making the most of it. With the rain on the way, I can get all my hoses packed up finally, and it's this kind of weather that makes me feel like getting in the garden and really getting things sorted for autumn. It's a time of changing things up, pulling things out, and a real good tidy. This is the first lot of purple basil that I've picked, and the color is just beautiful. I must say that the aroma is not as strong as the green though, but the color is divine.